Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching yet another episode of Lima Shenanigans of 1977. It's Thursday night, and you know what that means. It's time for your TNA Event Center Wrestling Report. And now here's the man to give you that report, Mr. Eric M. Lima.
Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer. Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977, episode 1411. Final video for Thursday night, May 16th, 2024. And this is the this is another TNA Impact report, Event Center Wrestling report. TNA was over. Rant and rave's over. Now we're gonna have a little bit of FUN. All right, talk about TNA. Ash by Elegance, managed by George Iceman, the personal concierge of Miss Ash, has kicked off and introduced. Kicked off TNA Impact and introduced her to the ring, while Xia Brookside, her opponent, appeared. This is a matchup of a stipulation where the jewels that were stolen by the referee, that if Ash wins the matchup, she gets her rings back, her jewelry back. Well, Ash by Elegance did win the matchup, probably by cheating. And they demanded Xia Brookside to bend the knee and give her the jewels. Well, she gave Ash by Elegance the jewels by wearing them on her fingers and knocked out Ash with them, and then placed the ring fingers on Ash and walked away. It seems to me Xia Brookside had enough of Ash by Elegance and completely knocked her out. So there's that. So there's that. So will that continue the feud between Xia Brookside and Ash by Elegance? Well, we shall see. Meanwhile, Rosemary addresses, I think, losing Havoc, and it seems like Havoc is out for a while, and it seems like Rosemary is getting back into her deep, dark mind. But the question is she going to continue on in solo competition? Or, excuse me, well, what a day. Or is she going to recruit someone else? We haven't seen Sue Young. I mean, Sue Young's been working the rounds of the Indies. I don't know if she's released from her Impact contract. She's been gone since her maternal leave, so I wonder if she's going to come back. Will she join forces with Rosemary? I don't know, but or as her and Havoc split up. That's another thing too that keep in mind. We don't know what the story behind Rosemary and Havoc is from Decay. Is Decay still together, or is Decay decaying? We don't know. I don't know, and we shall find out. Meanwhile, Kushida was talking to Santino Marella and demanding a match with Jonathan Gresham once again. Santino Marella decided to take it under advisement. Speaking of Jonathan Gresham, he kind of struck here in a way. Leon Slater went one-on-one with Alan Angels. This was a heck of a matchup, X Division styles now. And the referee, there was a young man who was a referee in that matchup. During the matchup, though, he went outside the ring and ended up spitting up black ink. Referees came out to try to check up on him. They were trying not to touch him. And he was the referee during that matchup with Kushida and Jonathan Gresham. Now, let me explain. Jonathan Gresham seems to adopt a new, demonic octopus gimmick where when he wears the octopus mask, he takes it off. It's sort of like his mask is almost like the Great Muta, almost. But he ends up smothering his opponents, almost like a mandible claw type hold, I don't know, and end up making his opponents spit up black ink. It happened to Kushida. Now it's happened to this referee. It's kind of gross. We don't know what's going on. It's like a new version of Papa Shango striking again. I don't know. I don't know what's going on through the mind of Jonathan Gresham. Is there something about Jonathan Gresham that it worries me. It worries me to no end. So, but and then another referee fills in, and Leon Slater did win the matchup, but then Big Con decided to attack. He attacked Alan Angels first, then he attempted to attack Leon Slater, but Leon Slater stood on his own 2 feet and getting Big Con out of the ring. It was like Big Con still wants a piece of young Leon Slater. Leon Slater still wants to know what the heck is going on around here. I'll tell you something, with the referee spitting up black ink and all that weird stuff, we don't know. It's weirdness at its core, that's for sure. And Gabby Laspiza, I'm starting to like her. She is gorgeous. Probably one of the newest. I don't know if TNA Impact signed her to. I think they're still in Albany, New York. I think that's where it is. So I think in the New York crowd, and so, anyways, she interviewed Jake Something. Jake Something, I think, after losing out on against Mustafa Ali for the X Division title. Now, Cody Deaner interrupted me. Now, Deaner and Something used to be a team. Yeah, they were known as the Jake Deaner, I believe, the Deaners. And I think Cody Deaner tried to offer, Jake Something sort of like, I don't know, an opportunity to team up or join forces or what. But, let the people will decide. And then Jake Something somehow, weirdly enough, attacked Cody Deaner. We don't know why he did what he did. Looks like Jake Something is about had enough of Cody Deaner's, annoyance, so to speak. I don't know what's going on through Jake Something's mind. But you know what? A match against Cody Deaner, maybe Jake Something needs to have an edge and an attitude a little bit. So I personally believe that Jake Something made a mistake here. Now, Gia Miller interviewed Speedball Mountain because those two are going to go one-on-one in a number 1 contendership for the X Division title next week, I do believe. And then both men were talking about it, and then they shook hands in respect, did the special handshake, and then did the bow, and they made Gia Miller bow in the end, which I think was pretty cool. So there's that. Steve Macklin went one-on-one with Frankie Kazarian, and during the matchup, Trey Miguel of the Rascals gets involved during the matchup, distracting Steve Macklin, but then getting the win was Frankie Kazarian. So, and then Zachary Wentz did join Trey Miguel in celebration in that victory. Have they aligned themselves with Frankie Kazarian? I don't know. That's another thing. Alliance has been made from time to time again. Meanwhile, Gail Kim was talking to Giselle Shaw. It seems like losing out on a chance to become Knockouts champion has kind of been eaten away at Giselle Shaw. And then, and Gail Kim had offered to give Giselle Shaw advice, but Giselle Shaw says, I don't want to align myself with anyone because I don't want, and she's, well, not as a crutch, but as someone that can motivate you. Take my hand. And so Giselle Shaw took Gail Kim's hand. It looks like an alliance has been made finally between Giselle Shaw and Gail Kim. More on that story. It's going to get interesting as we go on. Because Giselle Shaw was in her cabin, kind of meditating, and then I think Gail Kim told her, hey, I can help you become Knockouts champion. Just follow my lead. You're not going to use me as a crutch. And so I think Giselle Shaw wants to win on her own and doesn't want to use anybody as a crutch, and that's understandable. And so I got to respect Giselle Shaw for that. So we shall see what is happening. We'll see what happens nowadays. Then they had a sit-down interview. Mike Santana, Tom Henderson, Mike Santana talking about his family. He's got a little girl who's going to school and all that, and I think he believes in the back of his mind there's something for him to fight for. So there's that. And First Class decided to sit down and watch the main event. Will be a Champion Challenge match, which is a 16-person tag team matchup. Probably the largest matchup in wrestling history. I mean, we never see. You can see Orton have, it was crazy, and the largest handicap match was the Raw roster versus John Cena and Randy Orton, I do believe. So there's that. All right, so Champion Challenge on one team is the All-Star team. Matt Hardy, Ryan Nemeth, Sami Callihan, Spitfire, that's That's the former TNA Knockouts champions Danny Luna and Jody Threat, Steph DeLander, Eric Young, and say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry. So against the system that is WWE, that is the World TNA World Champion Moose, the Tag Team Champions Eddie Edwards and Brian Myers, and one half of the Knockouts Tag Team Champions Alicia Edwards, the other half Monster Slamovich, Jordan Grace, the Knockouts Champion, X Division Champion Mustafa Ali, and the Digital Media Champion Laredo Kid. During the matchup, Mustafa Ali has walked out on the Champion's Challenge and decided to walk away from that because he got disrespected by the system. I don't know. And it seems like to me, I'm sure Santino Marella will probably punish Mustafa Ali for doing that. But even though then, the All-Star team has won the matchup. And as they were celebrating, PCO comes out and holding the bag in his hand. He approaches Steph DeLander. And he's going through the bag, and going through the bag, and going through the bag. He's dumped out light bulbs, thumbtacks, and tape. I don't know what, And he finally found what he was looking for, a little black rose. Now, usually black rose means death, according to one person on X, but PCO is smitten with Steph DeLander. There is somewhere in that dark body of PCOs, that zombie Frankenstein-like body of PCOs, there's a heart. And he is smitten with Steph DeLander. If I were Steph DeLander, I would align myself with PCO because you got some serious backup. Anybody tries to hurt you, you got PCO, who probably is a true gentleman and could watch anyone's back, and he's a good guy. PCO, come on, Steph DeLander, what are you waiting for, man? What are you waiting for, Steph DeLander? What are you waiting for? I know in real life she's dating Mance Warner, who was one of the indie wrestling's best wrestlers out there, but storyline-wise, I like to see Steph DeLander and PCO join forces in TNA. We'll see what happens. So, that's all the time we have on this show. Episode 1411 of Barrett Lima Shenanigans in 1977 is complete. And, as you know, tomorrow will be Bullseye and SmackDown and NXT Level Up. So as well. So, I will see you guys later. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful night. And until next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, take us home.
That is all for today's episode. This is your announcer speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E, do it for Bob Saget Productions, and in association with a Raven Bofa Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching today's episode. Tune in next time for another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. Goodbye for now.